G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, we've got a big special treat for you guys. We've got Granger FPV in the studio. How you been, brother?
I'm good, thank you.
So if you haven't been watching or paying attention, Granger is absolutely destroying the race course out there, taking names on the tracks. I think you came in the top 10 in Australia, and it is almost frustratingly frustrating at how good you are becoming so quickly. So what this video is, we're going to break it down. We're going to watch some of Granger's footage. We've got some here. We're also going to be putting it on the screen for you guys, but we're going to break it down, look at the tips and the tricks, the techniques, the practicing. What do you do that makes you fly so fast? So we're going to watch some DVR, and then I want to get a bit of a lesson or a masterclass from Granger. Now, in the past, we've done some happy flying videos where we talk a lot about flying techniques and stuff, but when it comes to racing, you are next level, pretty much like professional. So if you want to improve your racing skills, let's listen to Granger. But first things first, let's just roll some of your DVR so people can be like, Stuart, enough rambling. Show the goods. What's Granger got? And definitely, as soon as you take off here, I can see you've got the skills to pay the bills. Now, there's going to be a few different shots we're going to show you as well. This one, I think you're just racing around the backyard with like a 2.5 inch or maybe a 3 inch, and you are absolutely ripping it. I would be so confused on where to go, and you know, I used to like the speed tracks and all that sort of thing, but just watching you fly this thing, it almost looks like you're full throttle most of the time. But what do you guys think? Put your comments down below anyway. Is Granger's flying sort of just, it's almost dizzyingly fast. I don't know how you keep knowing where you're going and all that sort of stuff, but it is ridiculous. And this is probably why you're taking names. So anyway, we're going to let this keep playing. I'm going to restart it actually. But I guess let's talk about some of your top tips. So what would you say? How did you get this good, and what do you do to practice? Because I noticed you're not out on a big course at all either.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't think that a massive course is very good for your skills, but it is a lot more fun. But
because that's what Trevor and I like. Trevor and I, we used to set up those big races, and they're like really fast, and they were really fun and easy. They were a bit easier to fly. But I know I've tried to fly some of the courses that you've set up, and it is not like,
not fun,
well, I don't. It's still fun, but it's not nearly as enjoyable for me because I'm crashing a lot more. So what are you doing in those sort of courses?
Yeah, well, of course, when I started doing these tight technical tracks, I crashed so much, I broke so much. But at the long run, you just practice your throttle control and your smoothness, and you get it fine. Now, this was probably one of my last packs, so I was quite comfortable with the track, and it was pretty therapeutic. But at the start, some of my first packs, I wasn't going above 50% throttle because I was just trying to take those lines nice and tight and just take it as smooth as I could so I could not crash every second.
I bet we just crashed here.
But we just crashed, yeah.
Now I know, I'm going to put on another bit as well. Now this is you flying around on a 5 inch, I believe. We went out the other day, and this is something that you set up to do a little bit of rippage. I'm going to make this full screen so we can see it. Yeah, I think, you haven't seen this. I was recording your DVR, and this is what made me think, man, this is getting ridiculous. But also, do you find you go out to set up for a specific type? So are you always turning one direction, you're trying to change something, or how does that work?
I never really think about it that I'm trying to turn a different way every time. I just set up a track with gates everywhere, really, just so I can get a feel for it. Like, this track was not a planned track. I just set stuff up, and I was like, well, let's just see what we could do. But
and this is on your 5 inch America, this one now. So we're watching a 5 inch America. So we've seen a 3 inch, or 2.5 inch, and also ripping a 5 inch around.
Yeah. So I definitely think.
Do you think this helps at the races?
Yes, this definitely helps races because most races aren't this tight and technical. They're normally just a bit more spread out. So when you come to a long, massive track, it makes it so much easier. You can smash through gates because you're like, well, I can take this like way faster because normally I'm used to a tight track. So I definitely think this is very beneficial for your skills.
Something you said to me as well, and like this, tell me if I'm paraphrasing you wrong, but you said that most races, they're won in the turns and they're won on like this technical sort of part.
Yes.
Because everybody can go really fast in the big straight lines, but the race winners, that's where they're pulling away, is at these tight little turns. The quicker you can get in and out, spin around nice and smooth and smash out, that's where you're going to be pulling out in front of the competition.
That's 100% correct. Like Heads Up or Captain Vanover, they are so fast, and that's because they practice on very tight tracks and very small gates, and that's what wins the race, a tight track. If you can fly a tight track, you can fly any track.
This is still just blowing my mind, sort of watching this. Like, it's okay. You could, I would be fine if you did it once, but you're just doing it lap after lap after lap after lap. So anyway, what are some other tips and tricks? For some Granger masterclasses. I kind of put you on the spot a little bit. I'm going to push. We're going to go back because you finished this pack. I'm even going to put on some stupid freestyle at the end here because that's frustrating as well. You said, oh, I just pulled this off your SD card. Here's you just flying around. I better turn the sound down, but I don't even know what you're doing there. You're doing some sort of silly dance, just being a goose. But yeah, back to racing, where we're going to still roll some of this stuff in the side for you people watching at home as well. But if we're focused on racing, so we've got tight technical tracks, quick little setup, lots of practice. What other tips would you say?
Don't always worry about your gear. Most of my quads aren't perfectly tuned. I mean, it can be frustrating at times, but normally I'm fine with it because at the end of the day, if you can fly any quad, you can smash laps because I know a lot of racers like their drones to be pristine, the best drones ever, but that's just not the case for my tune. So I definitely don't think you should worry about what you got because you can race with anything, just to start off with.
How many times are you flying per week as well? Like how many packs are you doing a week?
Probably around... I normally only fly weekends, so I'd probably say I do about 30 packs every weekend. Okay. Around that.
All right.
And then once in a blue moon, I'll fly in my backyard like you saw. But recently I got a new 2-inch, so probably do more of that for practice.
Do you think that you need a 5-inch just to practice your racing?
No, definitely not. If you've got a quad that flies anything close, definitely not a tiny whip, that's a different story, but a 2.5-inch or something with a bit of power, you can practice your consistency, and that's what gets a lot of parts, consistency. A lot of people can fly fast, but what a lot of people can't do is fly consistent, and that's why BMS Thomas wins everything, because he's a robot.
Okay, I have flown against Thomas. Yeah. He is crazy cool, but super talented. I'm going to put his channel down below, but let me know what you think about these masterclasses. Granger's been on UAVfutures for a while, and to see his skills, he is absolutely killing it. So thanks, Granger. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related Granger FPV. Go subscribe to his channel. It's going to be linked down below. And as always, happy flying.